I see. You're M. Hello, pretty. Hold on.
We have a few minutes.
Yeah.
And we can be back 1 second. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we can start. I turned off the music, so I have my coffee as well. Coffee, it's tea. Okay.
I quit coffee 3 months ago, just so you know.
No, you quit completely?
Yes, completely.
Oh wow! Is it possible?
You know what? If you told me a year ago that I'd be coffee free, I would have said there's no way. There's no way, but it's possible.
It is possible. Did you swap it or change with like tea, green tea, or no caffeine or whatsoever? Matcha. Mm-hmm. I've heard it's a good replacement. When I didn't drink coffee one time, I drink a lot of yerba mate.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
Yeah, it was really good, but it's a lot of caffeine as well. So, yeah, thank you so much, Saidah. Thank you for your time in advance. You have really. Let's start with this. You have really a great project. It's really unique. It's 21 questions. Ask Bitcoiner 21 questions. and it's really unique because there's time limited. Yeah, what's from I saw, and basically there is some sometimes it's special prize you can actually win. So yeah, can you tell us about the project? How you come up with the idea? And I think it's really really unique. But yeah, please.
Thank you for that. It is indeed unique. I am a unique person.
Mhm.
So it's a podcast called Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions.
Yeah.
And there are essentially like two segments. One is 21 questions in 10 minutes. I would like to invite you on, obviously, as well. And I challenge Bitcoiners to answer 21 questions in 10 minutes. Originally, it was only about Bitcoin, but now I'm getting into other things as well because I realized that there's only so many questions about Bitcoin specifically you can ask.
Right.
And what I did is to incentivize viewers and to also encourage the use of Bitcoin. In that segment, there's a cashew token that pops up somewhere on the screen, and the first person to scan the token gets 2,100 sats. Although I may start increasing the number of tokens in those episodes.
Okay.
So it's really
Yeah.
good because it's like a quick way, 10 minutes to have exposure to Bitcoin and another topic that the guest is an expert in. And then I have the typical long interview podcast episodes as well, and where guests will speak about so many different things. And in those interviews, what we do is a treasure hunt, and this is to help encourage people to get into the habit of learning about self-custody basics. And in the treasure hunt, there are 12 clues, and viewers have to decipher what the clues are to find the seed phrase, the 12-word seed phrase. We also include a passphrase on that. That's not in the video itself, but it could be on like a sponsor's website or their newsletter or something. And the first person to find all 12 seed words and then the passphrase gets the sats. The floor is like the floor is like 21,000, but the last episode was 71,000 sats, which is about $50 US.
I think it's really, really unique. I love the idea, the fun part, kind of. You are really and trying to engage your audience, which is really, really unique. So that brought my attention really to that project, and this is really something. I think you are the only one with this idea in the space.
Actually, it's not true. I don't know if you're familiar with Gigi. He was on Twitter a few years ago, and now he's on Nostr only. He has a video that is really cool, and in that video, he did share a seed phrase. It's like Bitcoin is bacon. Because I mean, late in the game, I discovered that there are seed phrases with just one word. I was setting up a wallet for an episode, and I had, we'll say the word was bacon. I don't remember what the word was, but it came up twice, and I was like, there has to be something wrong. And so I tweeted, how come I've got two of the same words in the seed phrase? And a bunch of people replied, and they're like, Bitcoin is bacon. Don't you know this? And I'm like, no.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That was, you remind me of this. It was different, similar kind of similar project. Hello everyone, by the way.
Are there people in the chat?
Yeah, it's chat on Instagram, on YouTube.
I'm not seeing
Cranberry, hello. I'm on 20 clips, hello. Hello everyone.
Is that German?
It's German, yeah, I think. I don't speak German. German.
Okay.
I wasn't a big fan of German, to be honest.
I took three months of German lessons with Rosetta Stone, and I got basics like Schwarz. And there's only like one sentence I remember, which is Die Katze ist auf dem Tisch or something. The cat is on the stool.
What does it mean?
The cat is on the stool or the chair.
Aha, aha, oh my goodness. I know also one sentence, but I will not repeat.
Oh.
It's not for live stream in daytime. Yeah, but German wasn't my favorite language, to be honest. Maybe French, or it sounds the way that sounds, but it's not difficult, you know. You have der, die, das, and I mean, if you don't have the regulars, there are some words very weird, but in general, it's it's not that difficult to learn. Yeah. So, and how's your summer? I want to ask you about code card.
Oh.
Did you survive? Did you have?
Okay, so my summer, you know, literature, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. I had an amazing summer. I went to Japan with my family. My husband and I went to Ibiza, and like we just had a really good time. And
Okay.
then I didn't want to go back on X or social media because, you know, I didn't want to hear about the whole BIP 110 debate back and forth. There was a lot of negativity, as there often is during a bear market. And I finally, I think it was like on the Saturday morning, I got back, didn't really, you know, I wasn't very active. And then Saturday morning, I opened X, I saw DMs, cold card. I went, I saw on my feed, everything was about cold card. And I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So really good summer until that, my vacation glow was officially done. And then it was just really, you know, staying calm and trying to read to understand the nature of the exploit, and then, you know, doing what I had to do because I used a cold card in the past that I hadn't used since like 2023. And I had, you know, sats on that device. And so I had to stay calm, think real quick, real simple of what I was going to do.
Yep.
You know, I went to their website and they were like, update the firmware and whatever. And I remember because I had the cold card plugged in and I was like, I'm not updating the firmware. Like, why am I bothering with this device whatsoever? So I got another device, you know, I spun up a new like seed and stuff, and I just like sent my sats, and I was fine. But I did dice roll when I set it up for like.
You did dice roll?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, you are very a little technical as well, I would say. And you understand Bitcoin, so you are for sure smart woman. And I think because it's not easy to, you know, to understand all of the aspects of Bitcoin, and especially it's still quite a kind of majority of men, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's not many women who are interested. I mean, they are less. And like speaking woman to woman, how would you say it's to be woman in the space? Does it have any difference, or is it just what was the experience?
Well, so the space is so multifaceted and multidisciplinary that it's like, it's not the space. There are like multiple spaces within, like, I guess the bigger space. And I would say that I was really lucky on my Bitcoin learning journey because my personality, love it or hate it, is such that, you know, when I'm interested in something, I just want to learn about it, you know, and, you know, throughout life, yeah, you know, you get discouraged. That's part of life. You just, you know, continue with what interests you and your passion. And I first heard about Bitcoin from a colleague during my MBA, who was very, you know, he had a very visceral response to what someone else said. And I was like, that's really interesting.
Okay.
And then my dad told me to watch the Kaiser Report with Max and Stacy. And I was like, whoa, you know, I didn't learn about, you know, a lot of the stuff that they're talking about at business school, where I would have thought to learn about that, you know. And then from there, I continued to watch the Kaiser Report, and I did a course on the EDX platform through the University of California, Berkeley, a Bitcoin course, and it was like very technical. And I was like, okay, I need to apply myself and learn because, you know, they were talking about mining and orphan blocks and stuff. And I'm like, what does this have to do with money? But it was a process. And because I did watch Max and Stacy being part of Max and Stacy, I like my first sort of touch points involved a woman. And then like in real life, offline, I was lucky to have met a woman who had been actively involved in Bitcoin since like 2016. And she had
10 years.
Yeah. And, you know, she shared some basic things with me, the more practical, less theoretical things. And she's smart. She applied herself. She was like a normal person and stuff. And so I think because I saw that like at the beginning, I didn't really think about I'm a woman in Bitcoin or I'm a woman in Bitcoin's complicated. And I've been interested in like finance before that and saving money since I was a kid. So I don't think about my gender. I just think about how can I figure this out? And now with Cold Card and all of these like hacking and whatever, now I'm like, okay, how do I stay safe? You know, that's the priority.
Okay, so you said it wasn't the main issue. It was something you just get involved and I had similar experience, but sometimes I think there is a little bit aspect of yourself that a little bit masculine energy. To be honest, maybe it's my experience, but sometimes like really to be to figuring this out and this get things done and get things ready, prepare, be cautious and safe with all the passkeys and stuff. I think it requires a little bit masculine energy, I would say. But yeah, it's I had a great experience with like basically it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We live in good times, when it's not so important. Maybe 50, 100, definitely 100 years ago. Yeah. But now it's really good times. Women can be creative and productive and more independent. I would say so. It's different times.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you need internet access, a device, and you can explore and do so many different things, and no one has to know that you're doing it. And I think that that's amazing. Masculine energy. So I grew up playing sports, and I remember because my mother is super feminine, and I remember her saying, like, Saidah, you can't be like the boys, you can't be a tomboy. You have to be more feminine.
They taught us.
Yeah, like, I mean, it took me until I was like maybe 18 or 19 before I started wearing makeup on a regular basis because she was like, you can't go through life like this.
No, you wasn't allowed to wear makeup.
Oh, no. On the contrary, she would tell me to put makeup on. I just couldn't be bothered because, when you've got like games and stuff and you've got training, you couldn't be bothered to spend 15 minutes putting on mascara. So it's so maybe the masculine energy thing is legit.
Maybe probably. I mean, it's sometimes we are taught as a young girls, like we have to be behaving in certain ways. And I think it's cultural, and sometimes it's not easy to overcome it. But we really live in good times, and women can be independent, and we can speak and spread good words about independence. Independence in a way of like financial independence, which is really important and. Financial independence for women, it's life saving idea. You can literally save your kids' life when you are independent more financially. If you have your own money, it's sometimes really life saving moment when you can count on yourself and
Yeah.
So I see
Depending on your
many.
situation.
Sorry.
I said it depending on your situation, because I kind of feel a little torn with the idea, with, how do I say this, how people speak about female independence today, because I think that it's important for everyone to be sovereign, really. And this is going to sound totally cheesy, but I also believe in family and, like, whoever you choose as being your partner. To me, it's like two wholes coming together.
Yes.
So that if God
It's
forbid
not silly at all. I think it's important. It's value.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it. It's important. This is how we live, and this is our values. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, it's very important, and family is important. But our, like you said, self sovereignty is also important. And,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think many women in Bitcoin space they are on the mission to help other women, to encourage this idea that we can have our money, so yeah, definitely it's something. This is very important, I would say. Okay, let me check comments.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, there is. Oh, hello. Okay, and I want to ask you also about Bitcoin Film Fest.
Oh yeah.
Because you attended to this year edition in Warsaw, Bitcoin Film Fest, a really great event. What from I remember, I wasn't there this year. So would you share with us how was Warsaw? How was Bitcoin Film Fest? Event about movies, and can we talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, it was my first time in Poland, my first time in Warsaw, and so Warsaw. I don't forgive my accent and the way I pronounce it.
It's okay.
And it was really good. So off the bat, nothing to do with Bitcoin, but I didn't know that Chopin was Polish.
Who?
Chopin.
Chopin. Yeah.
See, I pronounce it Chopin, but it's Chopin. Yeah, I didn't know he was Polish, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. He was half. I mean, not half. He was living in France for. Maybe not majority, but he was living in the France for big portion of his life. But he was Polish, yes.
Definitely.
And some people say you can hear him being Polish in his music sometimes. And I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not expert on classical music, but some people say you can hear because at that time Poland went through difficult times, and basically 19th century, uprising, and but he was Polish. Yeah.
So I learned that, and so now you've piqued my curiosity. Like, what would I hear in the music to indicate that he's Polish, or that like what sort of timestamp, referring to Bitcoin kind of, what kind of like timestamp is in the music to indicate what was going on in Poland at that time?
Yeah, it was a time very difficult. It was like uprising times, and he had to actually to emigrate to France, where he gets a sponsorship from one lady, and basically his art sponsorship in France, where he could be more free to create, because in Poland it wasn't quite possible at the time, and but I'm not sure if that's true, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can hear. Is it possible to hear your background, national experience in music? Maybe that's the point, to transfer your emotions into music. But to be honest, I'm not sure about it. But it's definitely he's Polish, and in Warsaw there is his statue. Maybe you saw in Łazienki. Łazienki, yes. So, and coming back to Bitcoin Film Fest, I think it's one of the most unique event, and it's not conference, but it's event where actually you can see what's going on from more cultural side, and you can see that real movies about Bitcoin, they are existing, and people are creating this art, and they are sharing, and there were a lot of great people, artists, activists, and display of art as well. So I think it's really, really unique. And yeah, I'm happy in Poland.
It's shout out to Tomek, who organizes the Bitcoin Film Festival, because he's
Tomek.
very smart, very gentle. I was happy to have him on the podcast a few times to talk about the film festival. And
Tomek is really smart. Smart, busy.
And he was talking about not just talking about Bitcoin itself, but like the cultural aspect, what Bitcoin sort of, how it impacts,
how it impacts.
And one of the movies that I loved, and I think it won the prize, was the Bitcoin Castle, which is, I think it's the castle is based in France, but I think they're German, and it's about a Bitcoiner who is.
They have a magazine.
Pardon?
Am I correct that they have a magazine, Bitcoin Castle, or no?
I don't know if they have a magazine.
Maybe I'm okay. Continue, please. Sorry.
We can look at it. Yeah, but it's about a man in his couple who is hodling his stack. Like doing everything, always checking his Bitcoin, always obsessed about his Bitcoin, and his wife is not as enthusiastic as he is about Bitcoin. And the story unfolds from there. And frankly, it's an excellent movie. Like it's so good and so real in certain parts. And I think that, people in the audience who are obsessed with Bitcoin, obsessed with hodling, to the point where you're sort of blinded to what your partner thinks,
Okay. It's interesting. Okay, it's interesting. Is that the one you sent me?
Yes.
Okay, I will link for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Because it's it's available. So, all right. I will post it, and it's nice. I remember. I'm not sure. Did they win? No, they didn't win this year.
I think they won this year. There was also,
they did. My goodness, I need to check. I need to check again.
I think they did. There was also, I think it's called Crypto Castle. It's like sort of the crypto space in San Francisco. I want to say in like the 2010s. That was pretty good. There was the Hummingbird movie as well about Bitcoin jungle in Costa Rica. Earlier you mentioned women in Bitcoin and stuff like that. I think that that's definitely worth checking out because it centers on a woman who overcame many obstacles, and if I'm not mistaken, like assassination attempts as well in Bitcoin. And it's the story of Bitcoin jungle in Costa Rica as well. So there's a lot of, I think it's another way to really bring awareness.
Be engaged with in the space. Bitcoin Jungle is really interesting project. They kind of drive adoption, and they really on a ground level. I mean, they have a markets where you can pay with Lightning Network, and basically they driving adoption not from institutional level but from like really. Yeah, so that I saw it. It's really nice project movement. I would call it movement even, So that's really interesting. Have you heard of the Bitcoin Walk? Recently I spoke with Endo, who is co-founder, and that's also really interesting because it's kind of international. You are from Switzerland, right?
I'm actually, yes, I am a Swiss citizen, but I'm not from Switzerland. But yes,
Okay, but you live in Switzerland, so they should have meetups from Bitcoin Walk as well, or you can even organize yourself. I mean, it's nice to create community, and so it's Switzerland. I think they have it as well, the Bitcoin Walk. So that's nice, but it's in Europe. And there are so many great projects around the world. As you mentioned, Bitcoin Jungle, it's one of them. And I think a little bit gossiping, sorry, but Tomek is working as well. How he called this? I have to check.
Free cities.
Yes, probably. I'm not sure, but probably that's the project as well. So, and this is in Haiti or I need to Roatan. Yes.
Is it
Roatan.
Suriname? Hold on, let me check.
I will check.
Suriname.
Yeah, I think it's Roatan, which is the island in Pacific, somewhere Pacific. I don't remember. I'm not the best in the geography, So, but yeah, it's also interesting. I like this because one thing is having adoption like top-down institutional, and the second is working on the ground. So that's different. That's different projects. And have you found the name, or I need to find the name?
No, I thought you were.
You found it.
Look at you because I thought you were going to ask me another question. There's so I'm on Google's AI, and they say that there's a lot of them. The Free Cities Foundation promotes special economic zones.
Mm-hmm.
I might be confusing it with something else because I met another guy at the film festival in Poland who talked about his Free Cities project, but I think it might be different than Tomek's. So I'm not going to say anything more in case I confuse them and give the wrong information.
Yeah, it might be different. Free Cities, isn't it the one coordinated by Svetsky? It might be. I mean, it's so many projects.
Okay, so I'm on Tomek's X profile, and he talks about Bitcoin Prospera. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, probably this one.
And in Honduras. Live on a sovereign standard. So it's that one.
Yeah, that was it. That was that. So it's kind of like very ground, I would say, project which is really it's not institutional, but it's also very important. Actually, I was selling last year, this year as well, some gems on the market. But in Poland, there is not many kind of interest in paying with Bitcoin. There are many places in Warsaw you can pay with Bitcoin. So through and with Lightning Network, but in a local small town, it's not very, I would say, popular. So adoption, it's still a lot of space for adoption, I would say, in Poland. Definitely, I think, but it's happening. I think it's happening all the time.
So one thing that I found really interesting too about Poland is that the Polish economy seems to be moving up compared especially to other European countries, because so one of the things that I love about Bitcoin events is that there's so in this case there are the screenings and stuff. At other conferences you hear the speeches, and then there's the time you spend with the plugs, like with the other people where they share their experiences and stuff. I love that stuff. Basically. And people are so open in sharing their observations and their stories and stuff. And from what I understand, there are like people from the UK, for example, moving to Poland for work because things seem a lot better,
Peaceful.
more stable. Yeah, moving in the
Yes.
right direction compared to the UK, which is like mind blowing because I remember,
Yeah,
you know, people
this is
talking about
definitely.
Polish plumbers going to the UK, and now it's like the opposite.
Yes, it is opposite, and this is really interesting. I mean, 15 years ago, many Polish people, myself included, we went to UK looking for jobs, and even educated people. So it didn't matter. It's
Yep.
just we went to UK finding jobs, working hard, and but now it's seriously it's kind of moving opposite direction. The British people they coming and they live in Poland because it's much more peaceful and clean and really it's unbelievable. The entire movement and what's happening recently, it's interesting to watch for sure. I think it's the economy is growing, which is fact. Basically, it's not that I think.
Yeah.
We can see it. We can see it every day. So many new jobs creating work, and yeah, Polish people they can protect the borders. To be honest, and I think that's the most important because
They
we
can or cannot? Can?
can
Yeah.
we protect the borders basically. I think we learned the lesson as a Polish people because we encountered so many like we have I mean throughout our history you know Second World War, German obviously, Russian, the partition, Sweden. I mean we have few friends in Europe like Czechs and Hungarian, but in general, the borders it wasn't the safest place to be honest. And Polish people, I think it's in the DNA, you know, sort of to protect and kind of. So now it's really safe place. Yes, it's a really safe place. I can go out anytime evening.
Yeah.
My neighbors live in car open. No one's stealing it. Like no one's stealing bicycles. I can live, you know, almost everywhere. Sometimes I forget to hide it, and no one's stealing it. It's really nice place. And honestly, there is no exaggeration. So I think it's. Yeah, it's interesting.
It is. And, you know, as a North American, so firstly, my first trip,
Mhm.
you know, to Europe was to France.
Mhm.
And when I went there, I was like, whoa, you know, this is nothing like what they portray on television or what I
Mhm.
read,
Mhm.
you
No.
know, anywhere. And Poland is the same thing. Like, I don't think I had much of an opinion of Poland. Here in Switzerland, there are, like, I know a few Polish people. Of
Mhm.
course, there's Patek Philippe, you know, the luxury watches. We've
Mhm.
got the museum not too far from where I live, and Patek was Polish, you know, so there are like touches of sort of Polish influences, but it's
Mhm.
like what you hear people say, what people post and stuff. And like you said, 10 years ago, it was like people from Poland going, and then going there, I was like, wow, it's not what I had envisioned. And the other thing too that I was very grateful for was we were at one point with a group of Polish people, and they
Mhm.
did speak about, you know, the Second World War, the relationship with Russians, with Germany, the trauma, and how like this generation coming up
Mhm.
didn't live with that same trauma, but they heard the stories from their grandparents and stuff. And the
Mhm.
conversation was really about how, like, how do you live?
Yeah.
How do you move forward? How do you navigate with that history that doesn't impact you directly, but you know it's still there?
Yes, and it's ongoing debate kind of
Yeah.
in Poland as well. Do we want to live through these memories, or how we will preserve, how we will sort of turn it in a more positive positive story. And I think that we really learned the lesson, and we are just very protective now, you know, sort of people. So, and I think it's okay. When I see what's happening in the UK, to be honest, it's I understand to be when someone is tolerant and when someone is like like more open, but it's too much, to be honest, and there is too much people with particular religion in the UK, and to be honest, I'm openly against certain religion because.
Really?
I don't like, to be honest, when there is too much people who claim they are Islamists, and it's just, I think they really, especially what I saw in the UK, you know.
Yeah, okay. I haven't
constantly living on benefits in the UK, and taxpayers. I mean, it's not bringing a value. So that's why I say, because I think it's you have to differentiate what kind of what value we bring, and Polish people they are not perfect, obviously, but we were always hardworking people, and this is our kind of stereotype in the UK. So we are not perfect. No one is perfect, but you know, we went to the UK and we work, really. We work in warehouses. I work in warehouse many few years. And basically, you know, so there is some need to add value. And if some people will be to work, to do projects, we will do. We can be really productive. So that's the thing. But yeah, you are right. It's different. It's different than it was many years ago. And I'm happy where it's heading. I mean, the entire Europe with too much Muslims. Sorry, I mean no.
I respect your take, and sometimes I wonder though if it's so that's what I guess is visible to a lot of people, but is that really what it is? You know what I mean? Like, I live not too far from the French border, and I hear the same thing, and so I don't like to generalize. So maybe I don't know. There's something going on, definitely, but I couldn't say that it's too many Muslims, because like even in the Bitcoin space, I've met Muslims who are nothing like, you know, the people that I see on X, for example, you know, or here. I mean, there are a lot of Muslims, but they're very affluent, you know, and it could also be the way.
That's true. Also,
in the UK is set up. In Switzerland, you know, I'm not born here. I went for my citizenship test. I had to write an essay. They went through my taxes. I had to prove that I was integrated into the society here. In Switzerland, if you don't integrate, doesn't matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever.
Exactly.
If you don't integrate, you are not welcome. I mean, there's one lady, not in Geneva, but in another state. She wanted to become a Swiss citizen. So I think she was like white Christian. However, she was also a vegan. And in her village, they eat meat, they eat cheese and stuff like that. And she wanted to make some kind of change. And they said to her, no, you will not impose your dietary standards on us.
Okay,
I see. Coming to our town, so you have to like live by our rules. And I think it might sound cruel, but I think that for any nation, going back to sovereignty, when you establish yourself, you say these are the rules here. If you want to come, you have to respect these rules. If you don't want to respect them, then leave, go somewhere else. And I think that by
Great.
having clear boundaries, it kind of it helps society to get along, and then you don't start going through divisions and stuff. You are like this and you are like this, and I think that is a better approach that doesn't exist in the UK.
Yeah, that's right. I agree 100%. 100%. This is something. When I go to Asia, if I would go, China, Japan, basically, I would do everything I can to assimilate and to respect their culture.
Exactly.
So, and I would respect if they wouldn't accept Christians, because I call myself Christians. I wouldn't go there and trying to change them,
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they require to speak basic Chinese or any language, I would learn it. I would try to.
Absolutely.
This is what I did in England. Well, this is what I did in the UK. And obviously I spoke English everywhere I could learn proper, sort of proper English, and be nice, I don't know. It's the basic common sense, as you said. Seriously, in the same with any other country, even I don't know, India or Canada or. I mean, everywhere. It's common sense. The same if I would go South Africa, I mean, every country, literally every country on the earth, wherever I go, if they are Christian, that's fine. If they don't like Christian, okay, maybe I can move. Like what I mean. So definitely. I mean, everywhere, it's like a home a little bit.
Yeah.
The home, when you enter home, you respect the home.
Yeah.
You don't try to change home, or at least I don't want to change, So, but it's common sense, and definitely. Also, you applied for citizenship in Switzerland. Oh, I wanted to apply to British, to be honest, one time, but maybe soon I will apply. Maybe I will pass the language test.
I think you would pass the language test.
I'm not sure. I'm better in writing, but not the best in the words in speaking.
Is it like, do you have a written and oral section in the language test, or is it just written, for example?
In Poland or in the UK?
In the UK.
To be honest, I don't remember. I think you have to write as well.
Yeah.
Write and speak. But what level was it? I'm not sure. Maybe that's changed, to be honest. I need to check again. But they test knowledge for sure. British, from Great Britain, history and yeah, I think it's great. Actually, it's great. If I would like to be a proper citizen and live in the UK, I should know, history of the nation I want to live. So yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah.
I know. I was going to say it's a humbling process to apply, to say, may I please become a citizen of your country? Like, you have to study the history, the language. It's a wonderful process, and I think that people who legitimately go through the process, who engage in civics, who want to contribute to where they live, I think they become the best types of citizens because they worked for it, like proof of work. They had to show that they put in the work, they're tested, and they earn it. When a passport is given away freely, it's not quite the same thing. Or when you can just squat somewhere, and maybe get benefits without actually working, it's not the same thing. But when you have to put in the work, you cherish that so much more. It's valuable to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. It's again a common sense, and sometimes I think the UK, they give away too easily, citizenship. But when it was Brexit, like more than 10 years ago, 2016. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So I was supporting Brexit in the UK because I thought, okay, maybe they fed up with what's happening, or maybe they don't want too much immigrants. So I was, it's fine. I mean, I respect the country's decision, and if they actually they need sort of Jesus, how to say, um, settlement status. They required from me, so I applied. So I tried to, to show you need to. There was some requirements for settlement status as well. So yeah, and maybe I will apply for citizenship in the UK.
Try it. I'm certainly going to get roasted for saying this, but I'll say it anyways. There are British people who come to Switzerland as well because they're not happy with the way things are in Switzerland. And ironically enough, the integration aspect is something that they have a difficult time with. For example, learning
Really?
French. Yeah. And I mean, like, life is what it is. You cannot write a better script than that. You're leaving because there are too many people who aren't integrating. You go to a different place and you have to integrate. You know,
irony, isn't it?
Exactly, right? Like, I think, yeah, I just think in life we all need a lot of humility and, operate from that point. I don't know, this is a new circumstance. How do I learn? How do I figure things out? Yeah.
That's irony, a big irony, really. So they require to assimilate, but they don't assimilate themselves, kind of. So yeah. I mean, oops. But Switzerland, I think it's not easy to live in. It's a nice country, but they don't give away easily. You have to earn it like properly. Have a job.
Pay your taxes.
I've never been in Switzerland, to be honest. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful country, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely beautiful. When I moved here, because I'm from Toronto in Canada, which is pretty flat. We've got Lake Ontario, like a huge lake. We've got a lot of natural parks when you go north of Toronto, which are beautiful. But we don't have the mountains like they do on the west coast of Canada. And so when I moved here, I was like, oh my goodness, like mountains everywhere. It's like an outdoor gym. And so here, I mean, I just fell in love with hiking, and like, I don't ski very well, but I still go skiing in the winter. And the lake is gorgeous. And honestly, for a family, as a mom, this is a great place to be living because, I live in a village. We all can recognize each other. If something's up, there's the contact that's there. It's honestly, I hope it doesn't change too much because it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be living.
Yeah, I think it's really, from Instagram perspective, obviously it's Instagram, so they show it. Yeah. It's not real life, but I guess it's nice. It's a nice place. Saidah, I wanted to ask you if you're planning to come again to Poland and where we can visit, when you can be our guests again. Are you planning to go Bitcoin Free Fest next week? Next week?
Next year? I hope so.
Next year.
Are you planning to? Yeah.
There are many events, and I hope we can see each other at some point. Because seriously, I know people only from internet, outside, like not in real life, and I've never met them. I need to like really see you in person, So sometimes it's also important to connect in real life, like with meetups, because internet is good, but
real life is better.
It's different. It's just different. Connect with
so much better. Will you go to Lugano in? I think it's in October this year. In Ticino in Switzerland.
Lugano, you mean? I heard of it. I wanted to go, but probably I'll be in different place.
Oh, okay.
And there is also few other conferences at the time. Not at the time, but similar. There is a Bitcoin Plus Plus in Berlin, October as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
So maybe I'll go there, but who
I'm
knows?
just
Who
gonna write
knows?
that down.
So Bitcoin Plus Plus, I think it's 2nd and 3rd of October. So that's a good idea. I mean, good idea. Good. It's nice to be there and
Yeah,
to being involved.
I might look
So
for
yeah.
that. I've been to Lugano 2 or 3 times so far, and it's
Mhm.
really nice. Plus, it's not too far away. I can just take the train and go. And I love like the people that I see there. But it would be nice to do another type of conference in October. So I'll look at Bitcoin Plus Plus in Berlin.
Yeah, definitely. I would have a direct train from Wrocław,
Oh,
probably
nice.
direct, yeah. So I think it's quite easy to commute. It's from Switzerland as well. I mean, how much time it would take?
I think it would actually maybe it wouldn't take too long, but Berlin, we've got EasyJet. Okay, so the other amazing thing about living in Geneva specifically is that EasyJet, cheap flights,
Mhm.
um, they have a hub here in Geneva. So if I book ahead of time, I can get a plane ticket to so many places in Europe for like 100 francs. Like it's
Yeah.
really, really, really cheap.
Oh yeah, with this EasyJet, Ryanair kind of.
Yeah,
Mhm. It's so nice, so convenient. I mean, it's easy to commute
yeah.
and especially in Europe where there is no like Schengen. Jesus
Oh
Christ!
yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't
I
need a
need some coffee.
passport. The borders
Sorry,
are open. You don't need the passport because the borders are open.
that's what I wanted to say. I need coffee. Seriously, I mean. Sometimes but that's why I love Europe. I mean, I've never been in the US, but I love Europe. Every country is different, different culture, a little bit different mentality. So Europe is not like in the US. It's kind of similar, I would say, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've never been there.
It depends
But
on where you live in the US. It's a huge country. It is absolutely huge. It's massive.
yes, hmm.
And I think that a lot of what we see is either New York or California, and that
Hmm.
kind of represents the whole United States. But when you go to other states and you see other people, it's not necessarily like you see on the internet. It's not the loud voices. There are a lot of real people working, good values, good morals, and stuff like that. It's a huge country. I rest in peace, Dolly Parton, because I with my husband, one of our sort of longer term trips is to do like RVing in the US, going through like Tennessee. That's why I say rest in peace,
Hmm.
Dolly
Hmm.
Parton. I hear Nashville, for example, is an amazing place. Nothing like New York, nothing like California, and you've got really good music, a lot of songwriting and stuff, and people are real. They're just real, down to earth people who probably know how to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely it's huge country. It's almost in Europe you would say all separate country, but in US it's all it can be like one one homogenic culture. It's definitely Texas is different than California.
Hmm.
California is different than Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. And oh, someone is joining, but we are finishing unfortunately
Yeah.
because it's. But hey, Bitcoin bully, the Bitcoin libertarian. Hello, and
Hello.
maybe see you next time. Saida, thank you so much. Uh, would you like add anything else? Where we can find you? You have great platform on YouTube, the great channel on X, Instagram, great Instagram. So thank you so much for everything you do. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me on this live stream. And I do look forward to meeting you in person. And for the people watching, if you want a chance to practice Bitcoin in self-custody, or you want to win a few sats, the last bounty was 71,000. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. On X, I'm at Ask a Bitcoiner 21, and on Instagram, I think it's Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. But I'm sure if you type in at Ask a Bitcoiner 21, it'll just autofill and you'll find it.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a great project and many and very successful as well. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and yeah, we can speak or see each other soon. Maybe some event, Bitcoin++.
All right.
Thank you so much. See ya.